Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ify Artistry. If this is your first time seeing my videos, you're highly welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming here. Okay guys, so in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how I created this particular look, do's and don'ts on creating your eyeshadow look, why you should not do some things, why you shouldn't do it this way, and why you should actually do it this way. Okay guys, so first of all I'm going to be telling you guys one thing that you should do while creating your eyeshadow look is to place your primer placement before you start your eyeshadow is the best thing you can do for yourself. In this part of the eyeshadow I'm going to be creating the look without placing the primer, so let us equally see how it's going to turn out. Of course the outcome is not going to be okay. So in this part of the eyeshadow you can see that I didn't place the primer and I'm trying to place the eyeshadow and it's not looking nice. But in this part, placing the primer and eyeshadow primer and blending it very well is going to actually help your eyeshadow to actually glide onto the skin and stay very well. It is also very important for you to place the primer. After that, you're going to use your brush and actually blend the concealer out. Like in this video I'm going to be using concealer as my eyeshadow primer. So after that I'm going to be using my setting powder to set it at a place. This is equally a very important step. When you are doing your eyeshadow, just make sure you set your primer. That is when you use your concealer to create the eyeshadow. Make sure you are going to set it very well for it to stay at a place. In the other eyeshadow that I created, I didn't do any of that. Another thing I'm going to be doing is to use a round tip like fluffy brush to create my transition. I'm using this brush from Vika Bell. So in this part of the makeup I'm going to be using a brush that is not fluffy enough. This brush is just very scattered. You can see that this brush is going to be scattering everything I'm doing. It's not going to put it together, everything just like being scattered and all, nothing is actually coming together, and there's no primer, and you can equally see that the eyeshadow is actually being hard to actually stay on the face. While as well in this part of the face you can see how well the eyeshadow is actually, the transition eyeshadow is actually gliding on the skin. Everything is just like coming out together. The brush I'm using is a very fluffy, nice fluffy brush that is very beautiful. You can see how it's taking everything like slowly and carefully. Another thing you are going to actually consider is using a very light shade of eyeshadow as your transition. You know, one mistake that people do make is using like very dark eyeshadow shades as transition. That is so wrong. You are going to build up, take it one step at a time. Take one like little steps at a time in building your eyeshadow. Don't go and create transition with like very dark shades. You can go with a dark shade though, but before you go with a dark shade, make sure you have already started with something lighter, then you can bring something darker in the middle. Another thing that I'm going to do is to use a very bigger brush to buff out the edges of the transition. So I'm not just going to blend and leave it. I'm going to blend and equally buff out at the end of the day. Again, when I start going in with a darker shade, I can actually go in with a darker shade, but I'm going to place that below my transition. Like, do you understand me? Do not carry a very dark shade and go close to the arc, even above your transition. You know, dark shades can actually come in. You can actually use like very dark shade. I do use dark shades too in my eyeshadow application. I equally do add like colors like black. You know, like I'm using a black shade. I can add colors like black, but I'm actually going to take slowly. You can see how everything is transitioning. Not when you go and carry a black shade or black eyeshadow and you start placing it like at the top. You know, you can see that this dark shade is not even going close to above my transition. So when you place that, you're going to really blend it very well. So after that I'm going to be using a pigmented eyeshadow. So I'm going to be using my hand to place that. So one thing you are going to do to achieve a nice eyeshadow is when shimmery eyeshadow, you are going to just like, I do sometimes use my hand to blend it into the skin, like on the eyelid. In that way I'm going to carefully know where I'm placing, and equally the placement is going to come out so beautifully and so nice. So one thing you shouldn't do is to use your brush and just like pack things there. You are going to packing it or blending it above the crease. When it comes to pigmented eyeshadow, make sure it doesn't go above the crease. And afterwards I'm going to be smudging out the under eyes. I'm going to be using my brush, and that was it. I just go ahead and created that. So guys, so afterwards I just like dust out the whole thing, the whole eyeshadow from the eye, the fallout from the eyes. And guys, this is it. Like I said, this video didn't really do justice to this eyeshadow because it was actually very sparkling and beautiful. I know you love this video. I'm going to see you guys next time, so bye.